OMG, or ADM, as they must say here. Ay Dios mío. Today we're not in New York City, we are actually in Tulum, Mexico. We're doing a little walk of this great town. You may know it from all the Instagram and all that stuff that people post, but I actually want to dive into the culture and the history of this amazing, amazing town. We're going to get a little few surprises along the way, interview some cool people. It's going to be great. We're actually starting here at the market. The market's obviously a very big part of this town. We're right off the main strip. We're going to be walking down the main strip. It's going to be an amazing day. Before we start, please just remember, subscribe. That'd be great. And if you want, like the video. That's also great. You're going to like this video anyway. Trust me. This is going to be a sick one. And also too, check out my Patreon if you can. It's going to be a good one. Stick around till the end because we got a lot of surprises on this one. So I don't know. I got my lovely companion today, Lucie. How you doing, Lucie?
Great.
It's gonna be a good one, huh?
Yes.
You ready to go?
Sí, señor.
Okay, vámonos pues. So we are walking over towards Avenida Tulum. Now, just so you guys know a little bit about Tulum, this is located on the Yucatan Peninsula, giving to the Caribbean, actually. And we're gonna be walking here across these people. Just jump in. I don't wanna get hit. I don't have to try out their hospitals here. So we're walking over towards that main drag. I was telling you, this is all on the Yucatan Peninsula. This is all part of the Quintana Roo state. We'll talk about that here in a second. But Tulum is actually of Maya origin. Mayan history and the Mayan culture is what runs deep here. Now, it's important to keep in mind that Mexico has various different groups and tribes that form its history. Here they had great cities and walled cities that formed that informed the land and its history. So it's very different. So those roots run very deep in these portions of the country. Look at this. Lucie, you see the little iguana? Isn't that cool? You see it? It's got the little spikes on its head, so it's a male. Yeah, that's right. I'm a biologist too. No big deal. Whee! Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Now we're walking here to the left. You'll see the church, Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe. This is the Virgin Mary. It was an apparition that happened in the 1530s, actually. So the story goes, by the way, the Our Lady of Guadalupe is extremely important in Mexican culture. It's a legend, it's a miracle that in 1531, a man named Juan Diego was walking around this hill in what is today Mexico City. See that guy giving thumbs up, that's great. And he had the Virgin Mary appear to him. She asked him to go to the Archbishop and ask them to build a church on that site. The Archbishop said, "Get out of here, dude, you're crazy." So he sent the guy back. The Virgin Mary appears to him again and says, "Hey, what happened? You gonna do it?" He's like, "All right, I'll do it again." So he went. Asked him again, and the guy's like, "I'm not just gonna do it, you gotta show me some kind of miracle, some kind of proof of what you saw." So he goes back. Virgin Mary appears to him a third time and says, "What's the deal?" He said he needs a miracle or something. The Virgin Mary says, "All right, hold on with that. I'll get back to you." So the next day, he goes off and he gets busy actually with his uncle who's sick. So he's not able to see her when he was supposed to see her the following time. So he goes back and he's actually kind of scared because he missed his appointment with her. She appears to him again as he's trying to walk around that same hill and says, "What happened, man?" He's like, "Well, my uncle got sick." She's like, "Don't worry about your uncle, he's fine. He was actually healed." She then tells him to go to the base of the hill, and he finds all these roses that are not native to that area. She puts them in his tilma, which is like his apron, and tells him to take them to the Archbishop. He does. He drops them at the Archbishop's feet, and in his tilma is the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is a very famous image here in Mexico. Pretty cool, and it's now been venerated. It's like a very important figure here in the country of Mexico. In fact, El Grito de Dolores is the beginning of the kind of independence movement. It's kind of like their Independence Day. It's September 16th, and it was when Miguel Hidalgo, which was a priest, he called to arms basically all the people to rise up against the government, and culminating in independence in 1821. For the country of Mexico. So Mexico is actually pretty young. But in that Grito de Dolores, he included a reference to Our Lady of Guadalupe. She was on the banners of Emiliano Zapata during the 1900s, the second revolution there. So very, very important figure. This is a church, pretty cool church. Also has history with the Mayans, which we'll talk about a little later. Stay tuned. All right. How you doing, Lucie?
Great.
All right. It's warm, huh? This ain't New York, I'll tell you that. So we're walking now into the park. This is Parque de Dos Aguas, means two waters, which is actually a town in Spain. I don't know if you knew this, but Spain has a big part in Mexican history. Go figure. Mexico was known as New Spain all the way until the 1820s when it got its independence. See the little basketball court. And like I said before, we're also going to walk by the City Hall as well, City Hall and the municipal building. Now I was saying Quintana Roo is one of the 31 states. There's 32 federalities here. The last one being DF, which is the capital. Now Quintana Roo is the state that takes over the east of the Yucatan Peninsula. So all of you who have ever been to a lot of the beaches, let's say Cozumel, Cancun, you were visiting Quintana Roo. So tourism is obviously very important. So the next time you're reminiscing about, the Ja Rule song you listened to or the Kylie Minogue song when you were at Senor Frogs, you're thinking of Quintana Roo. But you can also see here a lot of the Mayan symbolism. This is extremely important to this area. These are the people who were settled in the Yucatan Peninsula when the Spanish came here in the early 1500s. We're going to talk about that a little later as well. But it's funny because it's just been accepted as a part of the culture. So for example, back at Caxajil, people don't necessarily know what it means, and not everyone is of Mayan origin. Some of them are, some of them aren't. But within the Mexican culture, there are tons of people who are from Mayan, there's some from Aztec, there's some from different Native American cultures. Here you have a stage, I guess, where they put on productions. Maybe I should see if they can put on a stand-up show. I'm sure it'd be very popular. All right, maybe, I don't know. So this area here of Quintana Roo was actually created as a territory in 1902 by Porfirio Diaz, which was basically a dictator up until 1910, which was when the second revolution started to kind of overthrow him and his system of governance. And then it became a state later on in the 1970s, and this became a municipality. Now, just so you know, Tulum has like 35,000 people total in the whole metropolitan area, which is not a lot. And the town itself, which is where we're in now, Tulum actually encapsulates the town, the hotel area, the ruins, and the biological reserve. So it's a lot of different parts, but the little town is about 18,000. The whole metropolitan area is about 35,000. I'm forgetting, Lucy, what town are we in right now? Oh, look at that. Well, that solves that, huh? All right, let's keep walking. So over this way you have the bus station, which will take you to all the different parts. People come in from Cancun, they come in from other parts of Valladolid, another big town. And we're walking, you can hear the siren telling people to social distance and everything here. But we're walking now down the main strip. This is it. This is Avenida Tulum. And now here you're going to see all the little restaurants, you're going to see the stores, you're going to see all the different bakeries, and there are certain things you're going to see them selling, which is kind of cool. Like for example, you'll see skulls. You'll see lots of skulls and skeletons. It's a big part of Mexican culture if you don't know. What they are basically is they represent death. They represent the embrace of death and of this moving on. It's not looked at as something so dark and so sad as it is in the United States. They embrace the macabre here because it is a part of life. It's a very important part of life. Now, if you've ever seen the movie Coco, they talk about that. It's like this kid who communes with these skeletons and stuff. Psycho, Over here to the left, you'll see a place called Coax. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's actually a diving, snorkeling and diving expeditions. The reason they have them here is because it's huge here. Not only do they have one of the biggest reefs, coral reefs in the world, the Mesoamerican reef, which goes all the way down from here to the Belize and that area, they also have an underground tunnel, water tunnel system, which actually has access points called cenotes, over 6,000 of these access points where the limestone has fallen in, revealing the water underneath that you can then go cave diving in. Oh, hello. I'm actually here at the car wash cenote, that's its name. It's located right outside of Tulum, and it's one of the over 6,000 cenotes located in Tulum and outside in the Yucatan Peninsula. These are basically openings in the limestone that makes up the ground under the soil covering that expose the underground freshwater river system located all over the Yucatan Peninsula, and that leads out to the ocean. So when it opens up, you can actually go swimming in them, you can jump off sick platforms in them, you can go scuba diving in them, and then go through the cave system. But it's a little dangerous, you can get lost, and then you can run out of oxygen, and not to be too dark. But these were very important with the Mayan people. They believed that some of the cenotes that go down deeper and everything were actually access points to the underworld. And you can actually go in, and when they would see animals go in like crocodiles and jaguars and then come out later, they would think that those were spiritual animals going into the underworld and coming back. Kind of cool. But anyways, this is the car wash cenote. Back to the tour. So it's pretty cool. You have all these different ways to go scuba diving. Oh, look at that. Who's got 2 thumbs is going to get his head chopped off tonight? This guy. All right. The chicken's going to die. Oh, look at that mural. The lady kissing the scuba diver. It's kind of funny. Pretty cool. Kind of weird, kissing a scuba diver with his mask on. I don't know. I don't know how desperate you can be. So you also see here, this hotel here, 2 hotels. One is Chilam Balam, which means like father jaguar, like priest father jaguar. It's actually like a collection of documents that documented the Mayan civilization. They were written in like the 1500s or 1600s, and it's one of like the access points into knowing what they stood for. Keep in mind the original Mayan documents, there aren't too many, so it's very limited. There's only 3 what they call codex in the entire world. Actually, well, 4 if you consider a partial one. So they don't have too many of these access points. Very important. Also here you have Hotel Kukulkan, which is named after a feathered serpent god who was actually shared amongst different tribes. The Aztecs have a version called Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl. There you go. Quetzalcoatl. I'm not trying to it's hard to pronounce it, all right? Chill out. But they shared them amongst them because they had some interchange between them. Pretty cool. It's actually the god, this feathered serpent god. If you go to Chichen Itza, when the equinox hits, they'd actually set up the head of the god at the base of the steps, and the sun creates a shadow that creates the body. Pretty cool. Speaking of which, there are very important ruins here in Tulum, and we're going to cover those a little later. So stay tuned, baby. That's going to be good. More scuba diving places. Hey! I'm sure he wanted me to buy stuff. Okay. Espera un segundo. He wants to give me tequila. Here to the left you have El Mariachi Loco, which is a crazy mariachi. It's a very traditional type of music here in Mexico, obviously. But yeah, they wear the charros, I think it's called, the cowboy type outfits. So anyways, this too is Don Cafeto. This is a very nice restaurant that I went to the other day. But my favorite restaurant I want to take you to right now. It's a super great taqueria called Honorio. Let's go. Muchas gracias por tenernos aquí.
Igualmente, bienvenidos.
Entonces, ¿de dónde sos originalmente?
Originario de Yucatán.
¿Y cuándo abriste la taquería?
Hace 20 años.
Entonces ha cambiado mucho, me imagino, Tulum.
Sí, bastante. Era nada más un pueblito. Antes eran los vecinos que te compraban, la gente de Tulum. Ahora ya turistas.
Y ustedes han ganado un poco de fama aquí en la taquería, ¿no?
Sí, pues sí, hemos ganado un poquito de fama. Como en el New York Times, en una serie de Netflix también.
¿Qué le contarías usted a la gente que viene a visitar? ¿Qué les dirías antes de venir a visitar Tulum?
Que vengan a Taqueria Honorio.
Oh, ok. ¿Sabes qué? Eso es lo que llamamos una promoción salvaje.
Sí, que vengan. Si no vienen a Taqueria Honorio, no vinieron a Tulum.
Que ven, así es, un hombre de negocios. Como yo soy un turista, ¿tenés un consejo para que no me parezca turista yo?
Que aprendas algunas palabras en maya, para que, mira...
Ok. ¿Cuál es una palabra importante que debo saber?
Malo en maya es bien.
Entonces, malo es bien en maya.
Es como malo.
Ah, ok, malo es bien en maya, pero es malo en español.
Exacto.
Entonces, ¿vos hablas maya fluidamente?
Sí, aquí en Tulum abunda muchísimo la gente de Yucatán. Y de hecho, toda mi gente es de Yucatán.
Wow, qué chévere, como dicen en otras partes. ¿Cuál es la ingrediente secreta de tu taco?
El achiote y hacerlo enterrado bajo la tierra.
Qué rico, ok, entonces yo ya puedo empezar mi negocio.
Y otras cosas, claro.
Y hay una cosa que quisiera que la gente sepa de la cultura maya antes de venir a Tulum.
En realidad la cultura maya es muy bonita, son gente muy noble, muy trabajadora también. Muy importante conocer la tradición maya.
Chévere, qué malo. ¿Y cuál es su plato favorito aquí en Taqueria Honorio?
En realidad lo más tradicional es la cochinita pibil.
Bueno, Mike, muchas gracias por hablar con nosotros. Ahora viene el momento importante, voy a probar el taco.
Claro que sí, provecho.
All right, that was pretty sick. I'm full. All right, let's keep going. Now, I was saying too, there's more, you can see there's more scuba diving places. Really cool thing if you had. I have my license, no big deal. I took scuba diving in college. Yep, that's one of the perks of going to state school, baby. You guys can keep your Shakespeare and Chaucer. I'm learning how to dive, baby. Another thing you'll see them selling a lot of is lucha libre masks. Actually, the wrestling tradition here goes back to when the French were here, they say. It was started out as kind of like entertainment for the common people. So in 1933, this wrestler called Cyclone McKee hired a store that's still there in Mexico City to create a mask for him, something cool, and it kind of just became a tradition. And in fact, that store is still there in Mexico City. And you may notice that it's kind of quiet here and a little bit sleepy. That's because we're on a Monday and it's during the day. This area kind of gets a little nutty and crazy. Look at the doggy with a shirt on. And over here to the left, you have another tequila place. There's a bunch of tequila places, and the reason is because tequila is kind of like the national drink here. What happened was the Spanish colonizers ran out of their drink, I think it was brandy, and they actually started distilling agave, and that became tequila in the area that became eventually the town of Tequila. So we're turning on to Centauro Sur. That's kind of a cool little fact, tequila, town of Tequila, go figure. All I know is that tequila means a bad morning. That's what I know. Okay. It's really fun here during the evening. It's kind of like a little bit of like a Times Square type place where they have like dancers and performers. Maybe we can talk to some when we come back here at night. Bueno, aquí estoy con Mariachi Son, quien es el grupo más famoso de todo Tulum. ¿Cómo les va todo?
Muy bien, aquí saludándoles.
¿Y cómo terminaron ustedes siendo mariachis?
Toda la vida hacemos músicos desde pequeños, así como él.
Pequeño como él.
Sí,
El pobre, se están burlando de vos.
De estatura, de edad creo que se equivoca.
Entonces, ¿y cómo se encontraron ustedes todos juntos?
Pues siempre hemos sido músicos, somos amigos, todos los músicos nos conocemos aquí en Playa.
¿Y qué les gusta más de Tulum, ustedes?
¿De Tulum? El turismo. Sí, el turismo.
¿El turismo te gusta de lo más? Sí, porque te pagan los biles.
Sí.
¿Ustedes me pueden enseñar algo?
Sí, la canción de mariachi universal se llama El Rey. ¿Ya le echamos?
Ok.
Yo sé bien que estoy afuera, pero el día en que yo me muera, sé que tendrás que llorar.
Y llorar, llorar y llorar.
Ahí está, no que no te la sabía.
Bueno, esa yo no la sabía, yo sabía solo la parte de llorar y llorar. Bueno, pues muchas gracias por hablar conmigo.
Mi amigo Tom, saludos
Tom.
a Tom, Nicaragua y aquí en
Y los Estados Unidos y Nicaragua y todo.
todos aquí, los amigos.
All right, well that was pretty nice, wasn't it? Well, we've kind of been touring around the town, but like I said, the town is only part of Tulum. There's also the hotels, but more importantly, there's a lot of history and culture here. To do that, and to cover that, why don't we jump over there? Okay. Let's do it. Bueno, aquí estoy con mi amigo Hugo, es un guía turístico y también es el cronista oficial de la ciudad de Tulum. ¿Qué tal?
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes.
Yo soy un guía turístico también.
Mucho gusto.
Bueno, pues. Entonces, ¿a dónde estamos ahora?
Ahora estamos justamente enfrente de la iglesia maya, le llamamos. Aquí se mezcla la religión cristiana con la antigua religión de los mayas.
Ok, entonces de aquí vamos a irnos a las ruinas y aprender un poco de la historia y cómo llegamos a este sitio.
Ok, excelente, adelante.
Vamos pues. Bueno, pues, Hugo, ya no estamos en el pueblo, ¿ah?
No, ya nos teletransportamos a Tulum. Hoy la conocemos como zona arqueológica de Tulum, pero originalmente los constructores de la ciudad la llamaron Sama, que significa amanecer o alborada, porque el sol nace justamente detrás de la pirámide principal. Fue un puerto de suma importancia para Chichén Itzá. Cuando la ciudad de Tulum tuvo su apogeo entre el 1100 1400, pues Chichén Itzá estaba también en su cúspide y mantuvieron una relación muy estrecha ambas ciudades.
Entonces, Tulum es más que playa, yoga y Instagram, ¿no?
Sí, vale la pena visitar Tulum para tener un contacto con la gente maya actual que sigue sus tradiciones en el templo, en la iglesia que acabamos de ver. Podemos conocer algo acerca de la antigua civilización maya en este hermoso sitio.
Vamos a ver unas cosas, pues, ¿nos llevas?
Adelante, claro que sí.
Vamos pues.
Ahora estamos justamente enfrente del Templo de los Frescos, que es uno de los 2 edificios que aún conservan pinturas murales en su interior. Además, aquí en la esquina, como podemos ver, se conserva un rostro del dios Itzamná, que fue uno de los creadores, raza maya de la tierra. Es un dios viejito porque es un dios sabio. Entonces, él inventó el papel, la escritura jeroglífica, introdujo el maíz a la dieta de los mayas.
Bueno, nosotros también tenemos sabiduría, ¿no?
Claro, sobre todo yo.
Bueno, pues, ok, y ahora, ¿a dónde estamos?
Ahora estamos justo enfrente del templo del dios descendente. Justamente arriba de la puerta está una imagen del dios descendente. Un dios que fue representado con las piernas hacia arriba y la cabeza hacia abajo. El dios tiene plumas en los brazos a manera de alas.
Y vos creciste por acá, entonces tuviste chance de venir a jugar en estas canchas y todo.
Sí, tuvimos la fortuna, ¿no?, de estar viviendo afuera de la zona arqueológica, donde estaba antes el estacionamiento, y jugábamos mucho aquí, tanto que hasta en ocasiones tuve la oportunidad de dormir aquí en algún edificio.
Entonces quizás cuando yo esté buscando un cuarto de hotel, puedo venir acá, si me pongo desesperado.
Sí, a lo mejor te pasan al otro hotel que no quieres conocer.
Bueno, pues al próximo lugar, pues. Entonces, este es uno de los edificios más importantes, ¿no?
Sí, definitivamente es más importante, está en la parte más alta. Le decimos el castillo porque a la llegada de los europeos, toda aquella estructura que ellos encontraban en una zona relativamente fortificada, que veían sólido el edificio, le llamaban castillo. Si le veían con muchas habitaciones, le llamaban convento.
Sí, porque los españoles eran religiosos.
Sí, mucho.
Un poquito, un poquitito. Ok, ¿y la importancia al pueblo de este edificio qué era?
En todos los sitios mayas nos vamos a encontrar que enfrente del templo principal, la plaza donde se reunía el pueblo a ver los rituales que hacían ahí arriba los sacerdotes.
Y los sacrificios.
Sacrificios también, que en este caso lo más seguro es que haya sido por extracción de corazón. Entonces la piedra de sacrificios tiene poquito más de 1 pie de altura, altura suficiente como para apoyar ahí una persona.
Y después le sacaban el corazón en lo que estaba vivo, ¿no?
Así es.
Uf, qué manera difícil de morir, ¿eh?
Sí. El sacrificio humano, sin embargo, no se hacía cada fin de semana. El sacrificio humano tenía lugar cuando algo extremadamente importante como una sequía, una epidemia, una plaga, estaba fuera del control de los gobernantes. En esos casos extremos es que se recurría al sacrificio máximo.
Entonces aquí estamos ya en el mar y aquí era donde lo más importante pasaba, ¿no? El comercio.
Sí, aquí justamente del otro lado del edificio hay una pequeña playa donde se atracaban las canoas seguramente, ahí se descargaban, donde seguramente se intercambiaban los productos.
Y las casas y todo lo que estaba establecido estaba en la costa, ¿no?
Entonces afuera de la zona amurallada vivía la gente del pueblo, en chozas de madera. Solamente 5 familias de Tulum tuvieron el poder económico, político suficientes como para tener casas de piedra que hemos estado viendo a lo largo del sitio también.
¿Qué le dirías a alguien que nunca ha venido a Tulum? ¿Cuál es la importancia de algo así?
Que deben de visitar Tulum, no solamente las playas, porque este sitio arqueológico es un ejemplo de cómo el maya lograba fusionar la arquitectura con su medio ambiente sin imponer sus edificios, sin imponer su ser, sino que trataba de amalgamar la naturaleza con la creación humana.
Y esa es una lección que todos nosotros podemos aprender hoy, ¿no?
Así es, el respeto a la naturaleza debería de guiarnos en todas y cada una de nuestras acciones. Respeto a la naturaleza y al ser humano, que es lo básico.
Ok, bueno pues, muchas gracias. Ya terminamos el día. Ahí vamos. Well, eso fue enfermo. All right, well, now we are moving and we're actually at the last part of this tour. This is La Zona Hotelera, the hotel zone, but this is kind of the more recent development of Tulum. This is where all the hotels are located. But this is also where a lot of the pressure for development is happening in Tulum today. And a lot of the cenotes we've talked about and the wildlife here is under a lot of pressure and it's endangered because of it. So today it's about striking a balance between this development and also finding a way to protect these things. There's actually a movement to make the underground water system a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which would protect it from future development. Also, too, to the south of us is actually a UNESCO site known as Siancan, which is actually a really, well, it's amazing, humongous. It's actually 1.2 million acres. To put that into perspective, Central Park is 843 acres. Well, that makes Central Park look like a little okay. So this is a really cool area too for, you know, going out to eat and stuff like that. A little more expensive, unfortunately, but a very important part of Tulum. And we're gonna pop in here very soon and you're gonna see why this is so important. A couple of, you know, important spots, I guess, people look out for. One is called Ahau, I think is the name of the place. It's got this big sculpture by Daniel Hopper, who's a South African artist, and people line up to take pictures in front of it. I ain't getting in no stinking lines for a Instagram picture, I'll tell you that much, you know. But we're gonna pop in here and check out what's really cool about this area and why people flock to Tulum. We started the tour in Tulum Pueblo, which means town. No big deal, I'm bilingual. Now the Tulum town just recently started growing a few decades ago. Then we went to the Mayan ruins, which is where it all began. And now we're finishing in the hotel zone. Now this is where the pressure to expand is currently, and it's causing some issues. There's some pollution issues. There's, you know, the cenotes are actually being infiltrated by some of the septic system. We have issues also here with pollution and energy use. So these are all things that need to be balanced out. We can learn lessons from the Mayans on this. I mean, it's something that's happening all over the world. We talk about this in New York all the time. Now we're heading out to the biggest attraction, which you guys are gonna love. So, you know, hold on there. Look at the boogie boards, pretty sick. Let's go. Well, we're here at the crown jewel of Tulum, which is its ocean. Look at this, Caribbean Sea. To be exact, yeah, that's right, I'm a geographer pretty much. There's a lot more we could have covered. We could have gone down to Sian Khan. I don't have enough time. I got to get back to New York, unfortunately. By the way, Sian Khan is, it means where the heavens begin in Mayan. That's a freebie. But yeah, we're here on the beach, pretty cool. Most important thing to take away is that Tulum is more than just the Instagrammable spots, more than just the sushi restaurants. It really is cultural, ecological, historical. It's an incredible, incredible richness that there is here. So, you know, keep that in mind. And when you come here and visit, remember, we're all sharing this place like we are the entire world. OMG, now that is a lesson to be learned. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy, oh, look at that. I love massage too. 40% off, I'll take it. Actually, it's $40 US for 70 minutes. That might be out of my price range, so I'll just go ahead and enjoy the beach the way the Mayans did. But yeah, I'm rambling. Before I leave, please subscribe, like the video, that helps a lot. And also, please check out the Patreon. I put extra stuff on there that you may enjoy, and it also helps me to fund this stuff. I'm trying to grow this thing, see where this goes. Who knows where we'll be in a year or two, huh? With your help. So, I don't know what to tell you. Lucy, did I forget anything? I'm sure you would know if I did, so I trust you. But anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know what to tell you. That's pretty sick, or enfermo, as I guess you would say here. I don't know if that's a real thing, but hasta luego, way.